Employers must do something about it to train their employees. But the responsibility also falls on the employee themselves. That look, if you were to put on the same attitude that you put on the day that you went for the job interview, that would help the business a lot. That would help the business make a lot of revenue, for the business to grow. And as the business grow, you get the opportunity to grow with them. What is the point in you getting the job? 6 months down the road, the company folds up. In this episode, we are going to talk about one of the deadly sins every employee should avoid committing at the workplace. Deadly sin. You don't want to commit that. And that sin is pride and arrogance. And I'm going to tell you why. Awesome. Let's get into it. So, what prompted me to actually create this content is very simple. It's a real life experience I had with my daughter a couple of Sundays ago. I think 2 Sundays ago. We closed from church and we were going somewhere, and my daughter was hungry. So we decided to stop by a department store, or I would say a grocery shop, and pick a few snacks here and there so that she'll be able to stop nagging me that Daddy, I'm hungry all the time. So we went in there and we realized that, oh wow, they even had a food court. So we abandoned the snack idea and went to the food court. And it was so appetizing, the aroma and everything was just great. So I typically, it's like you look at they have different options, like a buffet kind of thing that they will serve you and put in a pack for you to take with you. So she pointed what she wanted, and when we went there were a couple of people in front of us, so we were kind of in a queue. So when it got to our turn, this gentleman on the other end of the counter, who supposedly was supposed to serve us, came in and said something like, okay, what do you want, kind of. But the way he came across so cheeky, it's like, he squeezed his face. Like, what do you want? What do you want? That kind of face. So I just jokingly say, hey, man, chill, man. we are bringing you money. You have to chill. Why all this kind of attitude? And as we were talking, the queue was getting a bit longer. There were actually 2 people serving. So it's the gentleman and another lady on my right side. They were serving these people in the queue. So this gentleman, we told him what we wanted, and he served us with a very mean face, though. Honestly, I don't even care about the mean face, but I'll make my point very, very soon. So as he served us, he needed to serve us, I think we bought some rice. Also, I've forgotten exactly what it was. It was something had to do with some kind of rice and some sauce. So we got it, and then we got a sauce. Then we requested for another one for my other daughter. She was not there, so we wanted to have 2 of them. So and I ordered a different set of rice and a different set of sauce. And that sauce has to go with kind of a third sauce, basically, to make it to make the meal appetizing. It's kind of a spicy sauce. So I just pointed to the spicy sauce that, look, I want that. So after he finished the second pack, said, can I also get the spicy sauce that goes with it? He said, oh, I have already packaged the food. I've already completed the packaging, so I can't do that. I said, no, you just you haven't wrapped anything. It's just in kind of disposable bowl that you put this in, and you just covered it. You can just pop it open and just put it back in. He said, no. Once I'm done, I'm done. That's what he told me. Since once I say I am done, it's over. There's nothing you can do about it. I said, look, we are not asking you to dish out a sauce for us for free. We are paying for it. So whatever it will cost, we are going to pay for it, because when they finish, they will just stick a label on it, and then you take it to the checkout, and then they they scan the barcode and then tell you how much it is, and then you pay for it. I said, look, we'll pay for it. It's just so that without that sauce, it doesn't. It's like that sauce just completes the meal. So kindly give it to us. And this guy was not budging, and I was shocked at his face, his demeanor, his attitude. It just smacks arrogance, pride. It's like, I don't want to be here kind of thing. So that really set me off. And the people in the queue were, I think they thought I was crazy. I mean, not crazy in a bad sense, but I think the culture is that when people are so used to them being trodden upon, them being given such bad service, that when the service is being given to them, especially in an African context, right, people tend to be quiet. They just expect it. It's like, just walk over me. Just do anything. I'm hungry, so do anything. It's like the person selling the items to you is doing you a favor. You bringing them your money, you are the one that they are doing a favor for, not the other way around. But in everywhere I have traveled, especially in Europe, you see that customer service is core. Especially one of the greatest places that I see customer service at its best is in England. I've been to a few places, but in English people's customer service to me trumps everywhere I've been. I mean, I've been many places, but I always say that English people's customer service is amazing. It beats up even American customer service. Way, because the moment you step in, even if the person hates you, the first thing, oh, hello, love. Even if they hate you, they'll say hello, love, right? Why? Because to them, they think it's business. The first thing is get the person's money. And if I will tell you hello, love, or if I will say, hey, I'll give you a very nice face, that kind of thing, just to collect the money, that is sound business understanding. Right? Whereas over here, it's more of, hey, I don't want to do the work anyway. But if you really push me, or you have to motivate me to do the work, and also give me your money anyway. And that's wrong. So what I did was that, look, you can't talk to a customer like that. That is wrong. Many people in this queue here may never talk the way I'm talking, or they may never voice a concern. But it doesn't mean that they are not concerned. They are. But once in a while, you get crazy people like me who will voice our concerns. So immediately I just ask, I want to speak to the manager in this food division. Then two of their work colleagues came out of nowhere. So I just said, who is the manager here? And I guess they were trying to be, I don't know whether oblivious to what was going on, or trying to, sweep it under the carpet or something. They just told me that the manager has stepped out. It's not there. I said, okay. If that manager is there, I said, okay, so who is the supervisor of this shift? I want to speak to the supervisor of the shift. They said, oh, the supervisor too was not there. And I knew they were lying. Either the supervisor of the shift was present, or they were just lying. Then I said, okay, I want to speak to the store manager. And this is kind of a big store. So they knew that this gentleman was going nowhere. I was going to escalate it, because I am not one of those people who's just going to receive bad treatment and take it lying down. I wouldn't do that. It actually speaks. It's a bad example to my daughter that was standing right by me, that if you get treated poorly, just accept it and move. I said, no way. So as I was making those kind of demands, I don't know, maybe that she probably was the supervisor, but she didn't identify herself as one. She came and I said, who is that? She just said, sir, please, what can I do to help? So I narrated what happened about the gentleman's attitude, and I pointed to the gentleman that, look, you say this country, there's very high unemployment rate. Yes, it's true. You probably, at some point, as many people will do, will even be attending church services and having long, lengthy prayer sessions to be able to, so that God will give you favor to get a job. That's what I think you did to get this job. Then you get the job. The employer entrusts you with a job to bring in revenue so that they can get some of the money to pay you a salary because you were begging to literally get this job, isn't it? And then you get the job, and after you get the job, you bring in very bad, prideful, stinking, arrogant attitude to the workplace. What you want to do is you want to destroy the business of the person who employed you. And as I was speaking like that, the lady just apologized. I said, please, I apologize. What you needed, we are supposed to serve you. So she went in, brought in a little plastic bowl, and then put the sauce in. And I said, look, put the label, I'm going to pay for it. She said, please, sir, I want you to take this for free. And I thanked her and left. But one of the things I noticed was everyone there stopped. It was like all the people in the queue froze and they were looking at the dialogue that was going. And I could see from the faces of the people around me that, wow, this is good. I wished there would be more people like this man to confront very poor customer service as it pertains in the country. So I said this to say that, look, if you are having a bad day, one of the things that you need to do is you have to avoid taking bad attitude to the workplace. If it's something that's going on in your personal life that is keeping you upset, maybe you have relationship problems or family problems, nobody cares about that at the workplace. Your clients don't care about that. Your employer possibly may care a little bit, but after a while, they wouldn't care that much. So what you have to do is you are going to have to learn how to compartmentalize your life so that whatever happened at home, when you get to the door of your workplace, leave it there. Put on a smile, put on a great attitude, because you just do not know who you might meet. You never know. Maybe one of the guys in the queue may have a business or may have an entity that may want to hire somebody and that this gentleman would qualify for, right? And looking at that kind of attitude, nobody will hire him. If I had seen the boss, I wouldn't mince my words. I would just tell the boss exactly what happened. And who knows, he probably could have been fired. And rightfully so, for putting on that bad attitude. Because if the company had 3 of such people like him on that floor on that day, they would drive a ton of business away. If it wasn't for that lady who came in to intervene and apologize, I told myself I would never step here to buy anything. And that is what it is. If you have an issue, one of the worst things you can do is to show an stinking arrogant attitude at the workplace. And I can tell you, after living on 3 different continents, the place with the worst customer service is in Africa. It's terrible. And employers must do something about it to train their employees. But the responsibility also falls on the employee themselves. That look, if you were to put on the same attitude that you put on the day that you went for the job interview, that would help the business a lot. That would help the business make a lot of revenue, for the business to grow. And as the business grow, you get the opportunity to grow with them. What is the point in you getting the job? 6 months down the road, the company folds up because customers are not patronizing. Partly due to the fact that the customer service is just stinking poor. Right? What? And then you go back again on the job market looking for the job, praying, disturbing everybody, and yet your attitude is stinking. Right? And I know there are many. It's just countless. Many things like that. Especially those who work at the customer-facing, even office environments. You go, it's like you are bringing the money, and it's like they are doing you a favor, and that is big time wrong. big time. No, I remember this is actually like the third time. The first or second time was so dramatic. It ended up well. I think my family and I were traveling, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think our last daughter was coughing, so we stopped by a chemist shop to buy some kind of medication, cough medication. I can't remember for sure, but my wife wanted a specific type of medication, a specific type of brand, and a specific type of flavor that our daughter normally wouldn't resist when you give her that. I think it was a cough lozenge. So we went to the shop, and then we saw that brand. So I entered, my wife followed later. And then I said, we want to buy that. And that brand is very expensive, or was very expensive. And we wanted to buy like 2 sets, and it was quite expensive. So when I went through that, I couldn't find the one that my wife wanted. So I just opened the door, went back, opened again, and beckoned my wife to come and pick it up herself. So when she came in, and she asked I couldn't reach it because it was a shelf between myself and the gentleman who was serving. So he was picking them from the shelf, and there was this table between us, or a lower shelf between us. So he would pick it and show it to us, and we say, okay, that's not the one. So he picked the first one, showed it to my wife. My wife read it. Oh, that's not the flavor. And there were several of the flavors. So after the guy picked like 2 of them, his attitude just changed. He's like, whoa, man. It's like, madam, you can't force me to work like this. It's either you take this flavor I've given you or forget about it. That was the attitude. So I was just standing there observing. And my wife is not that type of person that, she would just take anything just for the sake of, taking it. She's very specific. When she's specific about what she wants, that's what she wants. So it's okay. That's also as the gentleman was going through the third episode, right? Showing that the gentleman just flipped off. It's like, you can come here and tell me, show me this and show me that. I'm not going to be doing this all day long. I say, so immediately I rushed there. I say, hey, gentlemen, before we came, we parked the car in front of your shop for a good part of like 10 minutes before we entered your shop. We didn't see anybody entering your shop. Since we've been here, nobody has been here. This medication that we are buying is quite expensive, isn't it? He said, yes. I said, so what's your problem? We are bringing you money. You're sitting at the shop. You want people to bring you money, right? He said, yes. He said, so if you sit here the whole day and nobody brings you money for up to 30 days, what will happen? He said, the shop will close down. I said, yes. So you are actually closing down your shop. We are bringing you money. I said, this is my wife. I'm not telling you this because it's my wife. If you have an insult, or you want to cast an insinuation against her, why don't you just humbly collect her money? Do whatever she wants, collect her money. And when she steps out of the shop, insult her all you want all day. Vent off all you want, because she will hear it. And you get it off your chest. You'll be happy, she'll be happy. You collect your money, she'll get her medication, and then you'll be happy. But why are you pushing her away with the money that you need? Then he saw the reasoning in it. So he started laughing. I said, look, that is what your attitude should be. So he said, okay, madam, okay, tell me what you want. So he on the 4th iteration, he saw exactly what my wife wanted and gave it to her and collected his money. I said, sir, this is what you do all day long. Don't be stupid. Collect the money first. Be nice. Collect the money, and if you are pissed, let them step out and insult them. You can do that all day long. Nobody cares about that. So, the key point here is that if you want to stay or to have longevity in your career, one of the components that you can't overlook is you got to learn how to treat customers right. You got to learn how to treat even your co-workers right. Have a great attitude. Put on a smile. The world is not coming to an end because of you. People have lives to live. And people naturally gravitate towards likable people. Likability is an asset. You got to stay likable. If you are not likable, you will not get a great career. You may have the best skill. And I always emphasize on skills. You can have all the skills that you want, from A to Z, from whatever to whatever. But if you have a bad, terrible attitude that you can't work with people, then your career is going to be short-circuited. Nobody wants to work with you. Nobody would want to come close to you. And you're going to get fired. And I'll be glad when you get fired. All right. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe to this wonderful channel so that anytime I push out content like this, you will be notified. Awesome. And I also do well to watch my other video on this screen over there, and you will not regret it. Have a nice day. Bye.